Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we have the TUF Gaming Wi-Fi router AX4200, and I'm really excited about this one because definitely the TUF AX5400 was a great performing router. And first things first, I would like to say thanks to our friends from ASUS Philippines for making this possible. What we are going to do today is cover like unboxing, configuration, check its capability, actual test, and give you my thoughts on this TUF AX4200. So without further ado, let's try to unbox the unit. Inside the box, we have here a service and support video tutorials, an advanced Wi-Fi helper tip, a VIP member notice warranty. We have here a quick startup guide. We have a power adapter with 3 power plug for different regions. Okay, and aside from that one, we have here a LAN cable as well to be connected from your main modem router or source of internet to this Wi-Fi router. And we have the actual unit. For the specification of the unit, this is already Wi-Fi 6, has 4 non-removable antennas, dual band 2.4 and 5 GHz Wi-Fi frequency, one 2.5 gigabit WAN port, 4 1 gigabit LAN port, USB 3.2 port, and a lot more which can be checked on their official website, which I'll include in the description below for the actual link. Now for the configuration of the unit, we will be using our mobile phone with ASUS Wi-Fi Router app that can be downloaded on Google Play for Android users and App Store for Apple devices. Okay, first things first, make sure that your router is actually connected to a wall outlet and it is powered on. Aside from that one, you need a LAN cable coming from your source of internet. For us, it is directly connected to our main modem router and of course to the one port of this TUF AX4200 or the blue port at the back of the Wi-Fi router. Okay, then we need to get our mobile phone for the application. This is the ASUS router application, and we need to connect to the Wi-Fi SSID. The default Wi-Fi SSID for this one is ASUS_FC. Okay, it doesn't have any credential or password for now. So after that one, connected, no internet access because we haven't actually configured the Wi-Fi router yet. Then after that one, let's go back to the ASUS router application and click the plus sign on the top. Then set up new router. Okay, you will choose the ASUS RT GT TUF GS option. Okay, and click that one. It will automatically detect the Wi-Fi router that you're currently connected, and it was able to see ASUS_FC. Click on that one, then connecting to ASUS FC. Okay, and after waiting for a couple of seconds, it will show you get started, TUF AX4200. Click on that one, get started, then wait for it to show you the next option. To assure your authorized internet with VLAN tag, yes, of course, we don't have any special configuration or requirement from our converged modem router. And just click next. Okay, after that one, we need to set our Wi-Fi network SSID. So for us, this will be TUF AX4200. Okay, then our password, let's just settle for a simple password for now. 12345678990. Then after that one, we're going to separate 2.4 and 5 GHz for now for our testing. So click and it will automatically create a new SSID for 5 GHz, the one with _5G, and the password will be the same. And click next. Your Wi-Fi key is too weak. Yes, because it is actually just for our testing and showing you how to configure this one. Click OK. Then of course for the username, you'll just set it as admin. Then for the password, then after that one, setting your password, hit apply, and it will set up your Wi-Fi router. Okay, and we are almost finished and we are already disconnected from the Wi-Fi router. Let's try to check if it has already created the Wi-Fi SSID that we have set earlier. Okay, so right now we already have the AX4200. Let's just wait for it to finish and show us the AX4200 underscore IG. Okay, and as you can see, there is already a 5G network. And let's try to access that one and connect to it. And the password that we have set earlier is 12345678890. And of course, click connect. Okay, and we are already connected. And let's try to check if we already have our internet access. Okay, and converge and hit go. Make sure our mobile data is turned off, and we already have our internet access. Now for the capability or the things that we can do with this Wi-Fi router by a web management console. But if you're not interested in the features, you can actually jump straight ahead to this timeline for the actual test. Okay, first we need to access our web management console and enter our username and password. Okay, and press enter. Then you will be redirected to the main page or the landing page, which is the network map. Under the network map, you'll be able to see here basic information like the security settings, WPA2 personnel, number of clients, and AI mesh node that are actually online. And aside from this one, you will be able to see on the right side the wireless configuration, the basic SSID, the encryption, and of course, authentication method for 2.4 and 5 GHz Wi-Fi frequency. Next will be the status. The status will just show you the hardware utilization, the CPU on how many percent it is being used, core 1 up to 4 because it is actually a 4-core Wi-Fi router. And of course, the RAM also. And it also shows you the ports that are being used or connected and other information like the LAN IP, pin code, and other stuff. Okay, next will be the AI mesh. Under the AI mesh, this one will be the one responsible for managing your AI mesh node that you have configured with your TUF Gaming AX4200. Okay, and you can also optimize it in here. And next one will be guest network. Okay, under the guest network, you can actually create 3 guest network for 2.4 and 5 GHz Wi-Fi frequency for your guests. And for the guest network, you can actually configure it like, for example, the authentication method and access time, how many days, hours, or minutes, or unlimited access, and also bandwidth limiter. Next one will be AI protection. Under the AI protection, usually you should enable this one because it will help you give more security with your network connection on your home local network. And this one, it has router security assessment. It will show you if there's a danger that you need to address. And of course, it has malicious site blocking, two-way IPS, and infected device prevention and blocking. And let's try to browse through this one. As you can see, under malicious site blocking, my computer is actually doing a lot, which is I'm not really familiar with, but it will alert you or notify you that this is actually the threat and which is the source, which is my computer. Next one would be the parental controls. Under the parental controls, it's also have web and app filters, time scheduling that we have already created a video for this one. You can try to check that video on how to configure and how this actually works. Okay, for the time scheduling, you can create schedule for your kids and everything, but it would be better if you watch my other video regarding parental controls. Okay, next one will be the game boost. Okay, for the game boost, this will actually help you prioritize your devices that you want for gaming. Like for example, you can click on add and of course add the device that you want to be prioritized because it is actually for your gaming needs. Okay, and aside from that one, we have here the OpenNet. Okay, for the OpenNet, it offers a hassle-free way to create port forwarding rules for online games and optimizes the routing packets from your game console to the modem with optimized gaming experience. Okay, it's not just PC but also game consoles like PS5, PS4, Xbox, and what else? Okay, and currently it's enabled. And you can also create a game profile. Like for example, it's not here, you can create one. So let's try to check Battlefield. You can see here settings, service name, Battlefield, and the internal IP address or the device that you want to use this game profile. Okay, and next one will be the adaptive QoS. Under the adaptive QoS on this page, you'll be able to see here the list of devices that are currently connected and their actual usage. We also have here our QoS. For the QoS, guys, we also created a video for this one on how it actually works. But let's have a run through regarding this one. If you want to prioritize games, of course, all the traffics regarding games will be prioritized, like ML, Counter Strike, and other online games. But if your priority is well, learn from home or work from home, it will prioritize BOIP like messaging, mail service, and etc. And also, you can customize according to your needs. Like, for example, which is the priority? Gaming, work from home, you can arrange this one hierarchy, just drag and drop, and it will give you the things that you want to prioritize. Okay? And next is web history. Guys, there's a lot happening on my Wi-Fi router. So you can actually check this one on which is actually being accessed by these devices. Okay? And of course, we also have here our internet speed. Guys, for the internet speed regarding this one, this is actually speed test Ookla, and it is actually useful. The reason why I say it's actually useful is because in here, you'll be able to see your actual internet capability or the internet that you're getting from your internet service provider, because there are reasons that, for example, if you're connected to this Wi-Fi router using a mobile phone and try to access the internet, and you'll see that, oh, my speed is only 20 Mbps, but actually it might be just the distance, or your phone is actually having an issue, but your actual internet speed, you'll be able to see or verify it using this internet speed tab. And aside from that one, you can actually see here, like for example, our internet speed is actually 501 Mbps, and it is support many 4K streams and gaming. Next will be the traffic analyzer. Under the traffic analyzer, this will show you the usage of your Wi-Fi router. You'll be able to see here individually the devices and which is actually being utilized by that phone, like for example Amazon and maybe YouTube or something like that one. You can also go to apps on which app is actually being used. Like for example, we have here Facebook, which is how many mobile devices or connected devices that is actually using this one. Okay, and aside from that one, we have here a traffic monitor. For the traffic monitor, you'll be able to see live activity from your Wi-Fi router. Next will be the USB application. Yes, there are a lot of things that you can do with the USB application, like AIDs, server center, of course, insert a 4G or 3G Wi-Fi dongle. Next will be AI Cloud 2.0. This one actually keeps you connected to your data wherever and whenever you have an internet connection. Okay? Next will be wireless, the advanced settings now. Under the general, there are a lot of things that you can do in here, but let's try to check the things that are actually important. Like for example, enable Smart Connect. Okay, the enable Smart Connect actually gives you an option to enable this one, and what it will actually do is just create one SSID. Then you need to connect to that one through Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi router will be the one responsible to allocate whether you'll be suited for 5 GHz or 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi frequency. Next one will be the WPS, WDS wireless MAC filter. Okay, for the wireless MAC filter, this is actually helpful if you want to block or only allow these devices to connect to your network. And you have Regis settings. Yes, this is actually a Regis server for authentication. And we have your professional, and of course, this one is actually more sophisticated or complicated to configure if you're really into hardcore configuration of your Wi-Fi router. Okay, next is roaming blacklist. For the roaming blacklist, this one is responsible if you want a device to stay on this specific AI mesh node, or if you want it to not to go to another AI mesh node even though it is actually near to the other AI mesh node. Okay, next one will be LAN. Okay, under the LAN, this is just the LAN configuration, the LAN IP, the IP address that your web management is actually being accessed or accessible. Next will be the DHCP server. Okay, for the DHCP server, this is actually still helpful and very useful for me. Like for example, you can set here the IP starting range and ending range that is usable or will be allocated to your devices. And of course, you can allocate your preferred DNS server. And the most important thing for me in this location or on this tab is the manually assigned IP around the HTTP list. Like for example, if you have a print server or a printer and other server as well, you want it to have the same IP every time it restart or your Wi-Fi router restart to have the same IP address that you have configured. Okay, and next will be you can actually create a route for this one. For the switch control, this is where you can actually create banding or link aggregation for the 2 ports available in the Wi-Fi router. No, actually there are 4 ports, but you can enable this one to aggregate or band LAN 1 and LAN 2 port. Okay, so let's just disable this for now. Next one will be the one. Okay, under the one, the important thing for me in here is the dual one. Under the dual one, this is where you can actually create a backup for your internet connection in case that your primary internet service provider goes down. You still have a second internet service provider that will back you up to be online as soon as possible. And I have a video for that one, a separate video for that one. Try to check that one as well. I believe it applies to all ASUS Wi-Fi router that has dual one capability. Okay, for the dual one, let's try to enable this one. Your primary one, you can use USB dongle, like a Smart or PLDT or Globe, and of course the Ethernet LAN. You can actually use any port that you want as your source of internet connection. And of course, for the dual one mode, you have failover and load balance. You also have here a port trigger, virtual server, port forwarding, DMC, DNS, and NAT pass-through. Okay, next will be Amazon Alexa. For Amazon Alexa, we actually don't cover this one, but it's just for voice-activated commands. And IPv6, we have here the VPN. Okay, for the VPN, these are actually the presets that you can use for this AX4200, PPTP, OpenVPN, IPsec, and WireGuard. Next will be firewall. Okay, for the firewall, you can configure an inbound rule for more secure network. We also have here URL filter, keyword filter, and network service filter. We also have a separate video for this one. If you want to check the actual usage for this one, go check them out on my channel. Next will be the administration. For the administration, this is just basic stuffs like you can configure your AX4200 as a wireless router, access point, repeater, media bridge, and AI mesh node. Next will be the system. Okay, this is where you can actually change the username and password for your admin. And of course, firmware upgrade where you actually can set this to auto upgrade. You can also restore or save the settings that you have configured on your ASUS Wi-Fi router. Next one will be system logs, the things that is actually happening to your Wi-Fi router. And of course, we also have network tools. Okay, under the network tools, we have network analysis, netstat, and wait on LAN. Okay, and that's all for the web management console. Now for the actual test, we are going to perform 2 tests on this Wi-Fi router. First is range test, and of course, we're going to play a game while having multiple devices streaming online videos. Okay guys, right now we are in front of the TUF-AX4200 and we are currently connected to the 5 GHz Wi-Fi frequency of this Wi-Fi router. Okay, and as you can see, our mobile data is turned off as well. And let's do a baseline testing. Okay, as you can see, we are able to have 486 for download while 413 for upload. Now, let's try to move to the other room. Okay, guys, we have a solid concrete wall in here and, of course, a solid wooden door. And let's try to go inside. And, of course, we're going to do a test as well while the door is closed. And maybe let's hit go. Okay, and we are able to have 428 Mbps for download while 349 for upload. Okay guys, this is just actually a door barrier, but let's try to move to the other side and it will give us at least 2 concrete walls in between the Wi-Fi router and my unit. Okay, and as you can see, let's try to check. Our connection is still on 5 GHz Wi-Fi frequency and the difference between the speed test on a 2-wall barrier. Okay, as you can see, it's still a substantial speed considering that we have 2 concrete walls that is at least 8 inches thick. 213 for download, 146 for upload. Now let's try to go upstairs. Okay, and guys, as you can see, it's around 7 inches thick. Okay, and we are now on the roof deck, and as you can see, we still have signals, but let's try to connect now to 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi frequency of the top AX4200 because it has better signal or better range. Okay, and we are already connected. And now let's do a speed test. Okay guys, as you can see, we are still able to have 57.8 for download while 38.8 for upload for 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi frequency because the 5 GHz Wi-Fi frequency has low signal on this location. And guys, we have a concrete wall, concrete floor, and at the same time, it has ceiling on the second floor. So there are actually at least 2 barriers in between the Wi-Fi router and our mobile phone. Now let's try to move downstairs. Okay guys, and right now we are on the ground floor and let's try to check. We are still connected to the 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi of the AX4200 and let's do a speed test. Okay guys, as you can see, we are still able to have 86.2 for download while 60.8 for upload. That is considering the Wi-Fi router is on the second floor. And now, of course, let's try to move up outside if we can actually still have internet access on this location. Okay, close door. And let's try to move outside. Okay, as you can see, yes, the Wi-Fi router is on the second floor. And let's try to check and do a speed test as well on this location on the 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi frequency. And hit go. Okay guys, as you can see, we are still able to have internet access around 35.6 for download while 26.1 for upload. Right now, we have here gaming test on this area. And as you can see, this is the TUF AX5400 router. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 devices that is currently connected to this Wi-Fi router. And we are having a single digit latency on Mobile Legends. Of course, let's try to move further away from that location and let's try to move on the bedroom. And of course, close the door and if we will have a good gaming experience as well on this location. Okay guys, as you can see, we are still on single digit latency. Even though the door is closed and guys, this is a great gaming experience. Yes, from time to time, it actually jumped from 6 to 14 milliseconds, but that is actually rare. And this is still a great gaming experience using this TUF AX4200. Okay, and I have to focus on my game because our team is actually losing. But we have a great gaming experience on this one, even though we are on the other side of the room. Guys, we are on the ground floor and as you can see, we are connected to the 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi frequency of that Wi-Fi router and yet we are still having single digit latency even though all the devices are still playing YouTube videos. We are having a great gaming experience on this Wi-Fi router. It actually performs great. Okay, nice one. Guys, that was a great result from our actual test. Let us try to summarize the test. First is range. We were able to access the internet in all locations inside the house. Even outside the house, we can still access the internet. Next is gaming. Definitely, 5 GHz is always a go-to if you want a reliable gaming experience. But this router showed us even on a crowded 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi area, with streaming videos on multiple devices, we are still able to have a great single-digit gaming experience downstairs. This router definitely deserves a 5-star rating because it was able to satisfy our main reason why we are getting a third-party Wi-Fi router. And your question would be, should I get the TUF AX4200 or the TUF AX5400? It is really hard to decide for that one because on one hand, the AX5400 has more streams over the AX4200 And the AX5400 has RGB lights, while the AX4200 doesn't have any RGB lighting. But the AX4200 has quad-core processor over tri-core processor of the AX5400. But the bottom line is, both units are actually great. There is no wrong decision. The actual test shows it all. But if I'll be buying one for myself, I would definitely choose the AX4200 because of the quad-core processor, and it is already capable of 2.5 gigabit one port. But currently, I apologize for that one because I'm not able to show you the full potential of that 2.5 gigabit one port, for I only have 500 Mbps subscription plan from our converged internet service provider at the moment. And lastly, if you're getting an ASUS Wi-Fi router with AI mesh, you don't need to worry about other ASUS AI mesh router because its AI mesh is compatible with other lineups. So, like the Sen Wi-Fi, ROG, TUF, RT series, if those routers have AI mesh, it is mix and match even though they are on a different lineup. I think that will be all. I hope you like the video. If you do, please hit that like button. And if you're not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button as well, for it will help me build my channel. If you have comment and suggestion, comment down below or message me at JK Chavez on FB. Again, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Stay safe and bye.